friends. It's been a minute. I decided about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago, almost 2 weeks ago, that I was going to take a social media break. I really felt the Lord telling me that I needed to step away from social media because I was getting distracted. And none of it was bad. I just needed to refocus. And so in this time, the last couple weeks, I've been first and foremost resting. I have been I've been resting, and it's beautiful. It's amazing. Hi, friend. Yeah, if y'all are on, say hi. Um, and I have been listening, right? I figured if the Lord was leading me into this time of quieting social media, then He probably wanted me to hear something, right? Um, so this is a little. I just want to share a little piece of what I've been learning. Um, the biggest lesson I'm learning right now, and have learned through these last couple weeks, is that safe things don't grow, they plateau. And I've been reading a lot, like a lot. And one of the books I'm reading is The Key to Everything by Matt Keller. I don't keep the dust jackets on, so I can't show you what it looks like. The Key to Everything by Matt Keller. Highly recommend it. I'm taking a leadership class at church, and this is one of the required readings. And in the book, he said, safe things don't grow, they plateau. And of course, my first thought was, plateau, health, like, of course, like, every time somebody keeps doing something safe or does the same thing over and over, they plateau in their health. And I tell people, you got to step out of your comfort zone. And then God was like, yeah, that's true. But what about you, Kate? Like, where are you playing it safe? And how is that causing you to plateau? And I was like, oh, I don't like those vulnerable questions, God. So I did a couple of things that felt really risky to me. I invested in a new coach, and because coaches need coaches too, I wouldn't tell you to invest in something. Safe things don't grow, they plateau. Yeah. I would not tell you to invest in a coach if I wasn't also investing in a coach. Right? I can't tell you, come buy my program, like invest in me as a health coach, and then I'm not investing in a coach myself. Like that's hypocritical, right? Like, so I invested in a new coach. I have heard the Lord tell me to cut some things out of my business, to simplify certain things. Like Victory got a facelift. Some of you are in my email group. So you know that Victory got like a facelift. And I simplified some things. And what I keep hearing the Lord saying is just simplify it. Just simplify it and speak the truth. Stop being safe. Stop doing what everyone says you should do in the business world and do what I say you should do. And I know it feels risky, Kate, but safe things don't grow, they plateau, and I want you to grow. So the first thing, of course she starts barking. Roxy, hush. I will let you out in a minute. Never wants to go out until I'm on a live. And she's going to keep doing it. Oh my gosh, you're ridiculous. Yeah. Watch, she didn't go outside and bark. Anyways, safe things don't grow, they plateau. Okay, so, but there's a process to it, right? Like, it's impossible to grow if you don't first acknowledge what's holding you back. So I had to acknowledge that fear was holding me back. Fear of success, fear of failure, fear of fill in the blank. Fear was holding me back. Like, what if I invest in my coach and I don't make that money back? What if I simplify Victory and, no one wants to join Victory or people hate it? And God was like, seriously? I was like, all right, you're right. So I had to first acknowledge what was holding me back. And for me, it was fear. And what's holding you back? Right? Like, you too have to acknowledge, like, if you're plateauing in any area in your life, like you've got to figure out, okay, well, what's holding me back? What is the thing, that stronghold that's holding me back? And stronghold, I mean, that's a biblical term. We can get into that later. Because you can't deal with something if you don't know that it exists. Right? Like I couldn't deal with the fear if I didn't know that the fear was the thing that was holding me back. Because I would probably have started, actually for a couple weeks, I denied that it was fear. And I was like, no, there are really good reasons that I'm not growing in my business. Oh, no, there are really good reasons like that I'm not XYZ. But really, like, I wasn't able to deal with what was actually going on because I wasn't acknowledging the truth, which is the thing that was holding me back is fear. So I had to acknowledge the lies that I was allowing myself to live out and live in. Like I was allowing myself to live in fear instead of living in obedience. And really, like, that was for me, like, I was not living in obedience. God was calling me to, specifically, this business coach. And because I was living in fear, I was not hiring her, and I was living in disobedience. Now, I will tell you that when I stopped living in that fear and I said, I'm going to go for it, the first act of obedience was me saying, okay, God, I'll take some time off social media, which scares me because if I'm not in front of you, maybe you'll forget that I'm here. Like, that's the fear going through my brain. So the first act of obedience was taking time off social media. And then I was talking to my dad and he was like, oh, I will help you get that coach. So I did it. It was scary as crap. So scary. But I did it. And then it was like God was vomiting blessings on our family. Like, and I can tell you more about that over coffee sometime, but like God started like literally vomiting, and not just blessings, but blessings specific to what I was afraid of. I was afraid no one would want to, that victory would fail. Well, then God helped me simplify it and made it feel so good in my spirit, like the value that I was going to start giving to people. Like, not that it wasn't valuable before, but now it was like this simplified, pure value that I'm going to be able to offer. Monetary things. Like, I was afraid, like, to invest, right? It's scary. I get it. It's scary to invest in yourself as a person and how you want to grow. But then, like, we had these monetary blessings that could only, like, be described as the hand of God. So I acknowledged the lies I was allowing myself to live out, and I replaced them with truth. Like, God always provides. God always provides. And the truth was, I was being disobedient, and I want to live an obedient life. So when I replaced them with the truth, and my truth is, I'm a good coach. I'm a really great coach, and I have a really great program that God has given me to give to you. But sometimes I get distracted with busy. And the first way to get rid of that for me was taking a break from social media and reevaluating that. And then it was, and I don't want to talk in circles. It's all of these things. I replaced it with the truth that God always provides. God is always faithful. That God blesses our obedience. That God takes these things, He gives us these good gifts, and He wants us to steward them well so that He can give us more good gifts, right? Like, that was the truth. And so as God was pruning is never comfortable. Pruning sucks. Pruning is not just taking the dead off. Sometimes it's cutting out the living things so that more good things can grow. Pruning is not just cutting out the dead, the things that aren't growing. Sometimes pruning is cutting out the living things. The branches that are bearing fruit, it's God cutting them out because He has something better planned. He wants us to be even more fruitful. Oh my gosh, you guys. So when we acknowledge that we're living out these lies, we replace them with the truth. The next thing that we have to do, and that I've been doing, is using wisdom and discernment and praying hard for that. Like, God, give me wisdom, give me discernment. Because every new thing needs to be approached with wisdom and discernment. Every good gift from God, everything that we're unsure of, every new thing needs to be approached with wisdom and discernment. So I have approached all of this, my, absence from social media, my, the ways that I'm tweaking Victory for the better, hiring a new coach, how I'm going to show up here with you. As I tweak it all, I'm coming at it first and foremost, praying for wisdom and discernment. And here's the thing. The Bible tells us that when we ask for wisdom, God gives it to us. When we ask for discernment, the Lord gives us that, because those are good gifts. And all we have to do is ask. So, I don't know exactly why the Lord was like, Kate, I want you to share now. Today's the day. This is what I want you to share. I don't know. But I do hope and pray that you too will acknowledge whatever lies are holding you back, and that you will acknowledge the lies and replace them with truth, and then go forward into the new, into the blessings with obedience and with courage and with wisdom and with discernment. Because those are all really great ways to give God glory, and that's what you were put on this earth for, was to bring God glory. So I hope that if this was impactful for you at all, will you just let me know, because I just feel like the Lord wanted me to share this. So I know it's for someone, but I have to go get my kids. So I hope you all have a great day.